Hey, what's going on, people of the internet? Oh, look at that. Today is Friday, December 19th, and there are so many changes in the garden. I'm so excited to show you guys. Change one being, well, I've got these little yellow stickies all over the place, as you can see, and I'm pretty pleased because I do see some thrips on either of these little yellow stickies. They are everywhere. And you know what? They've been working. So if you're ever curious about anything that's in my garden, I do post it in my Amazon shop. So just go to kyliegrows.com/links. And you can easily just click whatever I'm using. I have them in categories. So I have hydroponics, DWC, I think kratky, and then other hydroponic supplies. So feel free to check that out because it's very helpful. Now, last night, I feel like I went on a rabbit hole of learning about how to grow strawberries hydroponically. I found this gentleman's page. He has so many great tips and information on growing hydroponic strawberries. I will link him somewhere on the screen, but I have learned so much. I think what I'm gonna end up doing, because I was interested in looking at a grow tent for just the strawberries in particular, but I was looking for a grow tent that was as big as 2 AeroGardens. But what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna buy either a VivoSun or a Mars Hydro tent and then get 2 buckets in there, because the plan is to eventually transfer these 3 Alexandria strawberries into a single 5-gallon bucket, and then these 3 Ellen strawberries into a single 5-gallon bucket. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm glad I did make an updated strawberry video, because when I first got these 2 or started growing these 2 from seed, I originally thought that the Ellen strawberries were alpine strawberries. They're actually not, so don't get that confused. It is a hybrid strawberry. These alpine strawberries are container size. They will be very tiny. However, these are going to be not as big as the strawberry. I can't remember the actual Latin name, but since this is a hybrid, it's gonna be a little bit smaller, but still as tasty. But as you can see, we've got some flowers today. I thought I saw 2 flowers. Okay, anyway, well, there's one here, and we've got this runner here, and this one way over here. So I think this guy is gonna just expand all over the place. So I wanna make sure that I get a 5-gallon bucket in time, because I don't want it to grow in this Harvest Elite. I don't think it's gonna have the capacity that I want. Obviously, this doesn't have the water capacity that I want, but it's not gonna produce as much of the yield as I want. That's me assuming here, but everyone that I saw that was growing strawberries either had it in a gallon bucket or like a huge container. As for our medicinal growth over here, so as some of you know, I just got into medicinal herbs and learning about it from Miss Rosemary Gladstar. Oh, you guys, this was also the other herbal book I wanted to show you. This is just herbal recipes, still from Rosemary Gladstar. These seeds are so tiny that I just kind of dumped seeds in a pod, so they'll eventually thin themselves out. But this is chamomile, we got chamomile here, peppermint, hyssop. Now, the calendula decided not to germinate. So it actually was getting moldy in those pods. And I think it's because those pods were old. So I got new pods and I germinated these 2 days ago, as well as the lemon balm too. I had to restart that one on the 8th. Hopefully that comes up. But this lemon balm is doing fine. Again, it's gonna have to thin itself out. And then it looks like I've got 2 echinacea plants in there. I only had 1 pod left, so that's why there's only 1 there. I don't know if you guys can actually see, but there's like 3 thrips on there, so that makes me so happy. Ooh. So another thing that makes me happy, you guys, is the fact that look at this little guy. We are not so little anymore. Oh, and then also I thought I saw another bean. Yep, right there. We got another bean coming in. Ah, so exciting. So I did kind of angle the entire plant backwards so I can go and climb up this wooden trellis. That is the goal. But I noticed it was looking a little weird. Like, look at these little splotchies all over. I'm gonna check the EC and the pH again, because it just seems like sometimes certain plants changes the EC, also the pH so quickly as time develops. So you have to be really careful with making sure that you are adamant on checking that pH, making sure the water is not too hot, making sure that you have enough nutrients and you're not killing your plants. I find that I'll over add nutrients, and so I'll cause a nutrient burn. Okay, you don't want to do that. Basil plant looking healthy as hell. Look at that stalk. The thyme, I'm constantly using thyme, which has saved me so much money at the grocery store. Because I mean, look at this thing. Usually at my grocery store, they'll have like a pack of thyme about like that, this much for like $3 to $5. But yeah, I'm saving so much money just growing my own stuff. You guys can too. All these materials that I'm using, this is like a DIY container that I made. All these can be purchased in my Amazon shop. You too can have your own indoor garden. Look at how crazy that cherry tomato plant is doing. Actually, there's 3. So there's 2 that's in that in bloom, and there's 1 that's in that trellis unit, and they're kind of all merging together. So the trellis unit is going upward, but then I've got 1 plant in the in bloom that's going left. The other one's going right. You know, it's right and it's left. But anyway, so very pleased with some of these bunches, for instance. Like, look at that. And then we got another one down here. We've got various little tomatoes in here. I can't wait until it finally starts turning red and you guys can actually see it. As for this jalapeno plant, this thing is taken on to the bucket very well. At first, we had, yeah, these 2 flowers right there that was looking promising, but during transferring it to this bucket, it was in shock, so it killed those flowers. But we do have a lot more coming in, which is so hopeful. Like, I love growing in 5-gallon buckets, you guys, because you get such a higher yield. Because obviously there's more water capacity, there's more space for the plant and the roots to grow. So if you guys are still thinking that you need to grow with these units, you absolutely do not. Now, I know like growing with these buckets, you obviously need space. Look at these huge plants. But if you want to be self-sufficient, I feel like going the 5-gallon bucket route is probably your best option. Now, I'm not trying to sell you on it. I just really enjoy growing in 5-gallon buckets. Like, I'm obsessed with it at this point. So I don't think that, and it costs about the same as buying one of these units, if not cheaper, and I got 3 5-gallon buckets here. So anyway, enough of the spiel. Now, you guys already know I had to add this little mesh piece here because Astro is obsessed with tomatoes. Pixie, not so much. She'll leave it alone, but then she'll kind of follow suit if he, you know, he's a ringleader. So sometimes she may follow suit and do the bad things that he does, but for the most part, she's a good girl, huh? You're such a good girl. So these Tiny Tims are doing great. You guys, since getting rid of those Thai chili pepper plants, the thrift population has lessened so much. I barely see them. Now they are still there. Don't get me wrong. That's why I do have these yellow stickies to get the stragglers. But so far, my plants are not infested with them, which is ideal. So check this out. This guy is producing so many tomatoes now. And after that horrible pruning that I did, it was absolutely necessary because of the thrips. My house plants. Oh my God, I haven't updated you on my house plants that a friend gave me. These were actually clippings, and look at how massive they've grown. They are so beautiful, stunning. And then this is the cilantro. Like, I go back and forth from the cilantro here and there. I think I might have to restart some more. For now, it's just kind of there. The trellis unit, we've got 2 of those stickies there. Even though I haven't seen any thrips on the trellis unit, I'm just assuming that they are here. Moving on to the drying station. Things are getting nice and dry and crispy in here. This is the Italian basil. We've got more Italian basil. I had a lot of that. And then these are those Thai chili peppers. They are, see, they're turning. They're getting a little bit shriveled up. These are some newer Thai chili peppers from that, the bush that I recently had to cut. Which one of you told me I could have winterized it, which is so true. I could have just chopped the entire plant off and left that like a nub. But I do love trying things, you know, growing different things. These are the purple basil. Maybe I'll give growing Thai basil another try, you know, but I don't know. Now over here, we've got our tomato alley. And tomato alley is actually doing a lot better than before because on the underside, you don't see any thrips. You guys, I've been spraying that neem oil and water concoction like a mad woman, like I said. And then also just getting rid of that plant. I don't know if you guys can see it on here. See, there's a couple thrips sticking to these. So they are on these yellow stickies. If you guys are curious if they do kill thrips, give it a chance. Give it a try. So these tomatoes are finally growing some leaves back. They're looking a lot healthier than before. Hardly any thrips I'm seeing on here. The wind helps. It's like a combination of things. It's the wind, it's the yellow stickies, and then also it was just getting rid of that plant, you guys. And then let me see. Oh, a couple days ago, I actually did I love restarting plants so much. I just don't have the space for it. But so I tried rosemary yet again. So I'm hoping this time it actually takes. So we got rosemary. And then I actually really enjoyed this baby leaf blend from Renee's Garden. I'm growing that again. And then also, I am so obsessed with tomatoes. So I'm growing a new tomato. It's called Little Bites, and it is a cherry tomato variety that is a container variety. So this is the baby leaf blend that I love. I already tried this one, and this is new. Well, I've had this, but this is my first time actually growing the Renee's Garden Little Bites cherry tomatoes. And then this is where I got the rosemary from. This is Johnny's seeds. So I would highly suggest you guys get your seeds from seed companies as opposed to Amazon. I did start with my seeds on Amazon. That's not terrible, but if you want to get good quality seeds, you have to get them from like a seed company. So I love Renee's Garden, Johnny's Seeds, and then also MI Gardener's great. Get some seeds. Go support some local seed companies, you guys. That's everything in the garden today. I hope you guys enjoyed the update, and I'll be seeing you until next time.